As we said, these veterans are amazing, and President Trump has been watching the veterans talk about their experience. I just got a call from President Trump. He said those veterans had to go through bad weather on D-Day. I'm going through bad weather. No matter what happens, I am delivering this speech. We are going to do this program. Maybe it'll be a little bit shorter, but I'm going to do it, whether it's 10 or 11 or 2 a.m. And I said, Mr. President, you know, there might not be anybody here. He said, I don't care. It's America 250. If they can storm the beaches of D-Day, on D-Day, I can deliver a speech and we can keep this program going. Now, he said, you got to be safe. You got to make sure everybody's okay. But he thinks that he is going to do this speech no matter what. And this program is going to go on no matter what. So it may be a long night. We may be here in the trailer for a little bit longer, but the president just called me and said all of that.
Well, I don't think I'm going to be here till 2 o'clock in the morning, but we shall see what the heck is going on, because this thing doesn't look good at all. President Trump, in addition to that, he posted this, and I want to show it to you. Hold on. Changing some things here because this is crazy. So President Trump posted this. Not that. Where the heck is, why did that not do that? Let me do it again, and it's not showing the right thing. So I've got glitches as well, too. So anyway, President Trump has said storms bring luck to whatever the occasion. They also make events a little bit more exciting. We will wait it out, he says. I don't care if it's till 2 o'clock in the morning or in 1 hour from now. Looks like it's going to pass. They always do. I will be there no matter what. But the what usually turns out to be a good thing. Not at 2 o'clock in the morning, you won't. It's Saturday night. Let's have some fun. Even if we're out here late tonight. They say 11 o'clock possibly for the speech. Who cares? Remember 2 weeks ago in the big UFC event was at 100% chance of rain all week long, and just minutes before the card started, well, there wasn't a single drop, and the fights turned out to be among the greatest in history. An event for the ages. Our great veterans, especially the old timers, many of them who are there went through hellfire, and it didn't stop them. It's not going to stop us either. I'm going to let some rain stop. I'm not going to let some rain stop our 250th. I'm leaving the White House soon. God bless America, President Donald J. Trump. So he plans on having this thing go on. I have some content to fill, but if it's not up like soon, I'm going to be sitting here. You're going to be watching me, or I'll put on Fox News, because it's 9:15, 9:20 right now. All right, let me get to the stuff I've got.
The 4th of July in 1974 was the one day a year your parents legally handed you explosives and walked away. Just a punk stick, a paper bag of fireworks, and the words, "Don't blow your hand off." That was the whole safety briefing. You started the morning at a parade. A fire truck, the VFW, a Shriner in a tiny car, and every kid on a bike with a playing card in the spokes to sound like a motor. Then came the backyard barbecue, where Dad stood over a grill the size of a Buick, wielding lighter fluid like a man who feared nothing. The potato salad had been sitting in the sun since 10 a.m. We ate it anyway. We were fine. Somebody's uncle had the good stuff from a stand across the state line, and by noon the whole cul-de-sac smelled like sulfur and freedom. You held sparklers, which, fun fact, burn at around 1800 degrees, hot enough to melt gold. They gave those to toddlers on purpose. The soundtrack was a transistor radio, a garden hose for the burns, and at least one bottle rocket fired horizontally at your cousin. And a little history for you. The 4th marked 1776, when we signed the Declaration of Independence, though John Adams actually thought we'd celebrate on the 2nd and figured we'd do it with fireworks forever. Nailed it, John. Then at dusk, the whole neighborhood dragged lawn chairs into the street and looked up together. No phones, no screens, just necks craned at the same sky. That's the part I miss. Not the burns, the together. Happy 250th birthday, America.
If we look to the answer as to why for so many years we achieved so much, prospered as no other people on earth, it was because here in this land, we unleashed the energy and individual genius of man to a greater extent than has ever been done before. Freedom and the dignity of the individual have been more available and assured here than in any other place on earth. The price for this freedom at times has been high, but we have never been unwilling to pay that price. Those who say that we're in a time when there are no heroes, they just don't know where to look. The sloping hills of Arlington National Cemetery, with its row upon row of simple white markers bearing crosses or stars of David, they add up to only a tiny fraction of the price that has been paid for our freedom. Each one of those markers is a monument to the kind of hero I spoke of earlier. Their lives ended in places called Belleau Wood, the Argonne, Omaha Beach, Salerno, and halfway around the world on Guadalcanal, Tarawa, Pork Chop Hill, the Chosin Reservoir, and in 100 rice paddies and jungles of a place called Vietnam. Under one such marker lies a young man, Martin Treptow, who left his job in a small-town barber shop in 1917 to go to France with the famed Rainbow Division. There on the Western Front, he was killed trying to carry a message between battalions under heavy artillery fire. We're told that on his body was found a diary. On the flyleaf, under the heading, My Pledge, he had written these words: America must win this war. Therefore, I will work, I will save, I will sacrifice, I will endure. I will fight cheerfully and do my utmost as if the issue of the whole struggle depended on me alone. We must realize that no arsenal or no weapon in the arsenals of the world is so formidable as the will and moral courage of free men and women. It is a weapon our adversaries in today's world do not have. It is a weapon that we as Americans do have. Let that be understood by those who practice terrorism and prey upon their neighbors. As for the enemies of freedom, those who are potential adversaries, they will be reminded that peace is the highest aspiration of the American people. We will negotiate for it, sacrifice for it. We will not surrender for it now or ever. We are Americans.
I'm the one that they're singing about. Yeah, I'm the Stars and Stripes forever. Star Spangled Banner. You can call me Old Glory, but let's just keep it simple. Just call me Flag. Oh, say, can you see? Okay. Little flag humor. Well, you probably don't recognize me. You say, who is that, Evel Knievel? No way. Yeah, you see, you can't recognize me because
I'm in my birthday suit, yes.
I'm wearing the original 13 here. Yeah. I remember Miss Betsy sitting there going,
Oh, this could be the start of something big. Whoa. Oh, Tom, don't be a pain.
yes. I was born June 14th, 1777. That makes me a Gemini. I'm kind of unpredictable, crazy. Yes. I like the outdoors, and I'm the life of any party, whether it be Republican, Democrat, Independent, Socialist, anything libertarian, I'll be there. You know, I'm 204 years old. People say, Flag, how do you stay so young? Is it jogging? No. Is it tennis? No. It's waving. You know what I'm talking about? You know, we're talking about billowing, furling, and unfurling. Richard Simmons, eat your heart out. Yeah, but it hasn't always been easy for me, though. I had a tough puberty. Yeah, war, famine, invasion. And 1861, well, I had a little skin problem that broke out into 34 stars. But now, well, a little patience, and look what we got now. Look at this. Hold on here. Ha-ha! Ha-ha! All 50. Everybody's on here. Look at this. Alaska. Hawaii. Yeah, we got your Tennessee. How are you doing today? Here's Vermont. You can't get there from here. Oh, and there's California. For sure, totally. Yes, like I said before, you know, I had a tough time for a while. I've been in a lot of wars. They fired missiles and muskets at me, but you know, come the dawn's early light, I'm still there. You know what I'm talking about? You know, I've been made into everything from designer jeans to t-shirts, and I've even been a cape for Mick Jagger. Well, all right. The Rockets red glare. Well, all right. But people haven't always been respectful to me. Sometimes it's been tough. There have been some people try and spit on me, trample me, burn me. Foreigners and occasionally some Americans too, but I don't let it get me down because I'm not a stay-at-home kind of flag. You know, I've been to Europe. I've been to both North and South Pole. I was at Iwo Jima. Recently, I've even been to the moon. You see me in all sorts of different postures. When I'm like this, that means everything is okay. When I'm upside down, well, put on your Mae West and hit the deck. But when I'm like this, well, that's not my favorite position because, well, that's half-mast. I don't mean to bum you out. I didn't come here to depress you. But I got to tell you something honestly. I haven't been getting out much lately. I guess it's not very chic to put up the flag anymore, you know. Muffin and I have a flag, but we haven't found it for very long. Hey, but look at it this way. Don't look at it as saluting me. Look at it as saluting yourselves. You know, hey, I'm just a flag, a symbol. You're the people. If I may say so from here, long may you wave.
So a bunch of people, they had to evacuate the entire event site because the storms were getting really bad. And a bunch of people, I don't know if this is an armory or what it is, but what happens here is absolutely phenomenal. Awesome. But if you thought that was awesome, this is really going to get you. You know, what I'm doing here is called filling time. They just announced that President Trump said he's going to speak at 11 p.m. So I've got 90 minutes to burn here. So we're going to be doing a hodgepodge of content. You know, SV and I may do a comedic routine. Hey, I'm at. I don't know. We'll see what we can do as we burn. But I still have a lot more. I probably won't have to burn that much. I made sure to stack some content. But I want you to check this out.
Bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountain to the prairie to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Hey! How great was that?
I call that libtard repellent. I'm going to keep that clip. We're going to play that a lot. And I don't... Watching what some of them said today and what some of them posted, and Kamala and all the... It's disgusting. I think we got to find a way. President Trump, like you said last night, communism is not going to live in America. We're not going to let it happen. And I think we need to shun these people as much as possible, especially when you hear this. This is John F. Kennedy. No, I was going to say Jr. John F. Kennedy reciting the Declaration of Independence.
When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of...
Okay, I'm going to stop there for a second because it looks like they decided they're going to fire off the fireworks anyway. I think this is Washington.
And those are some beautiful fireworks down there. And with that, let's go over to Jonathan Hunt in Los Angeles, where things...
Government becomes destructive of these ends. It is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable, than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty, to throw off such government and to provide new gods for their future security. Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former systems of government. The history of the present King of Great Britain is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having indirect object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world. He has refused his assent to laws the most wholesome and necessary for the public good. He has forbidden his governors to pass laws of immediate and pressing importance, unless suspended in their operation till his assent should be obtained. And when so suspended, he has utterly neglected to attend to them. He has refused to pass other laws for the accommodation of large districts of people, unless those people would relinquish their right of representation in the legislature, a right inestimable to them and formidable to tyrants only. He has called together legislative bodies at places unusual, uncomfortable, and distant from the depository of their public records, for the sole purpose of fatiguing them into compliance with his measures. He has dissolved representative houses repeatedly for opposing with manly firmness his invasions on the rights of the people. He has refused for a long time, after such dissolutions, to cause others to be elected, whereby the legislative power, incapable of annihilation, have returned to the people at large for their exercise, the state remaining in the meantime exposed to all the dangers of invasion from without and convulsions within. He has endeavored to prevent the population of these states, for that purpose obstructing the laws for naturalization of foreigners, refusing to pass others to encourage their migrations hither, and raising the conditions of new appropriations of land. He has obstructed the administration of justice by refusing his assent to laws for establishing judiciary powers. He has made judges dependent on his will alone for the tenure of their offices and the amounts and payment of their salaries. He has erected a multitude of new offices and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out their substance. He has kept among us, in times of peace, standing armies without the consent of our legislatures. He has affected to render the military independent of and superior to the civil power. He has combined with others to subject us to a jurisdiction foreign to our Constitution and unacknowledged by our laws, giving his assent to their acts of pretended legislation, for quartering large bodies of armed troops among us, for protecting them by a mock trial from punishment for any murders which they should commit on the inhabitants of these states, for cutting off our trade with all parts of the world, for imposing taxes on us without our consent, for depriving us in many cases of the benefits of trial by jury, for transporting us beyond seas to be tried for pretended offenses, for abolishing the free system of English laws in a neighboring province, establishing therein an arbitrary government, and enlarging its boundaries so as to render it at once an example and fit instrument for introducing the same absolute rule into these colonies, for taking away our charters, abolishing our most valuable laws, and altering fundamentally the forms of our government, for suspending our own legislatures and declaring themselves invested with power to legislate for us in all cases whatsoever. He has abdicated government here by declaring us out of his protection and waging war against us. He has plundered our seas, ravaged our coasts, burned our towns, and destroyed the lives of our people. He is at this time transporting large armies of foreign mercenaries to complete the work of death, desolation, and tyranny, already begun with circumstances of cruelty and perfidy, scarcely paralleled in the most barbarous ages, and totally unworthy the head of a civilized nation. He has constrained our fellow citizens, taken captive on the high seas, to bear arms against their country, to become the executioners of their friends and brethren, or to fall themselves by their hands. He has excited domestic insurrections among us, and has endeavored to bring on the inhabitants of our frontiers the merciless Indian savages, whose known rule of warfare is an indistinguished destruction of all ages, sexes, and conditions. In every stage of these oppressions, we have petitioned for redress in the most humble terms. Our repeated petitions have been answered only by repeated injury. A prince whose character is thus marked by every act which may define a tyrant is unfit to be the ruler of a free people. Nor have we been wanting in attentions to our British brethren. We have warned them from time to time of attempts by their legislature to extend an unwarrantable jurisdiction over us. We have reminded them of the circumstances of our immigration and settlement here. We have appealed to their native justice and magnanimity, and we have conjured them by the ties of our common kindred to disavow these usurpations, which would inevitably interrupt our connections and correspondence. They too have been deaf to the voice of justice and of consanguinity. We must therefore acquiesce in the necessity which denounces our separation, and hold them as we hold the rest of mankind, enemies in war, in peace, friends. We, therefore, the representatives of the United States of America, in General Congress assembled, appealing to the Supreme Judge of the world for the rectitude of our intentions, do in the name and by authority of the good people of these colonies solemnly publish and declare that these united colonies are, and of a right ought to be, free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown, and that all political connection between them and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be totally dissolved, and that as free and independent states they have full power to levy war, conclude peace, contract alliances, establish commerce, and to do all other acts and things which independent states may of right do. And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor.
You know, as you listen to that, as JFK read through the entirety of the Declaration of Independence, how can you possibly not see that this nation was built and founded on Christianity? Right to the last sentence, they were still mentioning it. They were still mentioning it. It just drives me crazy where we are at this point. So let me just show you something. SB sent me a quick update here. Hopefully this button is working now, and it is. No, excuse me for a second. He's going crazy. No, you cannot go back there. There's fireworks going off in the neighborhood, and Midas is terrified. All right, it says, America, it's time to celebrate. At President Trump's direction, the gates to the National Mall will reopen at 9:45 p.m. So that would be right now. The Salute to America celebration will move forward. The president will deliver remarks at 11 p.m. and a fireworks spectacular will follow. So I'm thinking he probably won't do a long speech because I expect people to be standing out there all that time. Rain or shine, the American people deserve a celebration worthy of our nation's historic 250th birthday. For 250 years, Americans have overcome every challenge with grit, resilience, and determination. A little rain will never diminish our pride, our patriotism, or our celebration of the greatest nation in the history of the world. All right, so we're looking at 11 o'clock for the for the speech, and then the fireworks shortly thereafter. So let me check in with SB and see is this button working. There you go. How you doing?
Let me push some buttons, man. Hold on.
I'm pushing buttons. I've got something to show people, which some people may have seen. Did you see J.D. Vance speak today on 4th of July?
Actually, I was off the grid. I was doing a lot of stuff. Yeah.
He gave a great speech in all places New York, so that was pretty awesome. So I'm going to head and play that.
Did he get out alive?
Oh, that's too funny. You're cracking me up.
Hey, man, we got to do that comedy routine. Let me try. Hey, I'm a victim of circumstance.
You know what's gonna suck though? Here, let me show everybody this, because there is like nobody there because they had to clear out the venue. Hold on a second. And my buttons are all messed up here. Is it this one?
Midas, stop chewing the wires.
Which button is it again? Because they're all messed up. All right, so let me show you this real quick so you can see. There's like nobody at all there. It's
I really do. And it wasn't a bunker. It was a little slice of heaven. I mean, we were singing gospel music, and you had said, you know, if something were to kind of break us up and get us back together again, it would happen, and here we are. So I'm glad. I think
so. I don't know where all the people went, SB. I don't know if they just pushed them out, but you know, I don't want him to speak to nobody in the crowd, because the left will have a field day with it. They would.
Yeah, they're gonna look at the crowds. There's crickets. Yeah, whatever.
Nobody wants to hear what he has to say. In fact, he should probably just go back to the Oval Office and do it if he's going to do it. But he can't come out there to an empty stadium. That just. You know,
can we quickly put some cardboard cutouts or something like they do in Iran?
Quickly have Pete Hegses fill it up with military, but my gosh, you can't do it. It wouldn't matter to me. I'd listen to him if there's nobody in the room. But you know what they will do? They will completely lie and say, "Oh, nobody wanted to hear him." They won't show the pictures from earlier. It would absolutely be horrible. So
if I leave now and I do about 90 miles an hour, I can get up there. I can be in the crowd.
All right, let me go ahead and show this this speech from J.D. Vance, and we'll take it from there. Thanks.
Hurrah, Semper Fi, and happy birthday to all the sailors and the Marines and all the service members of this incredible ship. Please, ladies and gentlemen, take a seat. You know, I know it's 100 degrees out here, but my speechwriters wrote me a nice 9-hour address, so it's going to be a long day, But let me start by saying, first of all, thank you for being here on this incredibly historic occasion. I have to give a shout out to Admiral Caudle and, of course, Acting Secretary Cal, two great Americans. Thank you for your leadership and for everything you've done to prepare us for this incredible celebration today. And I also, of course, got to give thank you, but also special greetings from the President of the United States for reviving this incredibly proud naval tradition as we celebrate 250 years of American daring and 250 years of American naval excellence. Today, we celebrate 250 years of America facing the future without fear. We celebrate 250 years of proving what a free people can achieve by the providence of our almighty Creator. I want to welcome the incredible sailors who are with us today, all the Marines, the Coasties, and countless others from all of our forces who serve our nation and do so proudly. And I especially want to thank and welcome our wounded warriors and Gold Star families, many of New York's finest police officers and bravest firefighters, and of course we have a number of local leaders from across this tri-state area. I'm honored to welcome the dozens of Navy chiefs and other guests from other countries around the world who represent the vessels joining us in today's review. And to the Americans who are watching back home, we have over 50 countries from all over the world who chose to send fighters or naval vessels here to honor our country. And we say from the bottom of our hearts, we are grateful for our friends, grateful for our allies on this special anniversary. It is a very American thing to ring in 250 years of American history by parading our naval and Air Force might for the world to see. But I can't help but consider that 250 years ago, the waters of New York Harbor looked very, very different. While the Continental Congress met in Philadelphia to ratify the Declaration of Independence, General Washington was right here in Manhattan, peering out on this beautiful land and beautiful sea. His attention was fixed on the horizon, watching for sails of the most powerful navy on earth. 1 week before, the British had begun landing troops on Staten Island, and they had landed 32,000 in just over 6 weeks. One colonist still in the city recounted it seemed as if all of London was afloat and heading to the new nation. War was coming, and everyone knew it. By July of 1776, 80% of New York's population had emptied out in anticipation of the coming violence. And that brings us back to our great General Washington. He knew the battles to come would be bruising and would demand much of his men. But they needed to know, through hot summers and cold winters, exactly what they were being asked to fight for. And so, just a few days after the Declaration of Independence was signed, George Washington read aloud the words of the incredible Declaration. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, and that among these rights are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Even today, 250 years to the day later, these words command a tremendous power over us as Americans. For 250 years, they have stirred our hearts and they've reminded us of who we are as a people. But to Washington's soldiers, to the people to whom they were first read, think about this, they were entirely new. What has become standard American parlance, they had never heard those words before. And I think it's something striking to reflect on, that in 2026, the Declaration was written with the assumption that its audience would immediately grasp its words. Though they had never heard it, they would know exactly what it meant. It wasn't written for historians. It wasn't written for academics. It wasn't written for the generations to come. It was written for the people of this fledgling country. It was written for the soldiers who would fight to turn those words into a new system of government. As a document, it does not handhold its readers. Its citizenship at a very hard level. It does not pause to explain who this Creator is. It doesn't explain what the equality of men means. It doesn't try to go into details about the consent of the governed. It simply declares these truths to be self-evident. 250 years later, it's worth asking, self-evident to whom? If the Declaration proclaims truths the founders believed to all mankind, yes, but it says those truths in language intended to be familiar specifically to the American nation that it was authored to, authored by, and authored for. It was, as Jefferson put it later in his own life, an expression of the American mind. A document whose purpose wasn't, quote, to find out new principles or new arguments, but to place before mankind the common sense of the subject, the common sense of the American people. That people had been generations in the making. 1776 was not an accident. The patriots of that era understood themselves to be heirs to an older civilization who would carry it forward. Now, they shared with Great Britain the same language, the same God, the same system of common law. They even read many of the same books and observed many of the same customs. They shared the same understanding of justice and public life. George Washington's boyhood offers a small but revealing example. When he was 13 years old, he copied down more than 100 entries from a tiny little book called The Rules of Civility and Decent Behavior. It was not an American work, but it was first published in London more than a century before George Washington was born. Yet the America that formed Washington demanded qualities that no book, no manual could teach. Before General Washington commanded an army, he spent his 20s surveying America's wild interior, saving up money, learning self-reliance on a continent that rewarded initiative more than pedigree. It didn't care if you were a nobleman, it cared what you could do. Now, our society at the time reinforced the habits Washington learned in the wilderness. Frontier life rewarded resourcefulness, while America's colonial assemblies taught citizens to govern their own affairs. It taught citizens to be self-governing human beings. Churches at the time, especially those who were touched by the Great Awakening, reminded congregants that no earthly hierarchy outweighed the equal dignity of every human soul before its creator. All of that came together. And so it was no surprise that when Washington's soldiers first heard the Declaration 250 years ago, they understood precisely what it meant. They understood the meaning that was conveyed. It was seismic, but it was their birthright as citizens of this new republic. The words might have been new, but they expressed a feeling, something that already lived in the heart of every single American patriot, and I believe those words still live in the heart of every single American patriot today. And for 7 long years, they fought for that birthright. It wasn't easy. On some days, it was hotter even than it was today, as hard as that is to believe. Many suffered and died for that dream and died for those principles. But by the grace of Almighty God, they secured for us a free, a proud, and an independent republic that endures, and doesn't just endure, but thrives to this very day. As Washington traded in the uniform for the presidency, he remained preoccupied with the physical land that had shaped him. He imagined wagons crossing mountains, paths out of the Alleghenies and the Appalachians, and canals connecting the Potomac and the Ohio River to its western valleys. Our first president would not live long enough to see that vision of a continent connected. He would not live to see it to completion. But the rivers he surveyed in his youth carried on westward without him. They carried settlers and new riches and cities waiting to be built. And eventually, they carried a 13-year-old boy by the name of James Buchanan Eads. In the fall of 1833, Eads and his family, like many Americans, moved west to the nation's growing frontier, the land of opportunity. And as their steamboat approached St. Louis, its boiler exploded, throwing him into the turbulent waters of the Mississippi. The family lost everything, every earthly possession, and the river nearly killed young Eads. From that moment on, he vowed not to be a slave to that mighty river, but to make it his own. He received no formal education, but to support his family, he sold apples on the St. Louis riverfront, captivated by the bustle and frontier of boomtown St. Louis. At 16, he took a job on the water, and not long after, he conceived of an idea that most engineers at the time, they thought it was crazy. They thought it was insane. You know, sunken ships and other treasures lay scattered along the bottom of the Mississippi. No business in the world existed to salvage them, to take that buried treasure on the bottom of the mighty Mississippi and bring it to work for people. Unlike the more peaceful streams out east, the river's strong currents and turbid waters Most insisted that ordinary diving in the mighty Mississippi was impossible. You could not do what Eads proposed that we do. But he disagreed. And so he did what every American does when they're told they can't do something. He went out and did it anyway, and he did it himself. He bought a 40-gallon whiskey barrel, fixed it to a diving bell, and climbed in, and down he went all by himself. The riverbed was pitch black, the current pulling his feet every which way. Sand swirled around him like a dense snowstorm, he later recalled. But he located his target, a large hunk of lead, tied on the cable, and came back to the surface. Eads went on to become one of the nation's greatest civil engineers. He built the very first bridge spanning the Mississippi River south of its confluence with the Missouri. An impressive feat for a man who'd never built a bridge before. The people who told him, you can't build the most difficult bridge because you've never built a bridge before, he said, yes, I can, because I'm an American and I'm going to do it myself. It was the first on the planet, that bridge, to be made of steel. And residents of St. Louis still use that bridge to this very day, nearly 200 years later. That is American ingenuity and American greatness. At the river's mouth in Louisiana, Eads raised jetties that helped calm its violent flooding to prevent the buildup of silt. And by doing so, he transformed New Orleans from the 9th largest port in the United States to the 2nd most powerful port in the world, rivaling only the city that stands behind us. But Eads had already faced a still greater test, because as the Civil War broke out, the government summoned him to Washington for his help building the ironclads which the United States Navy would seize the Mississippi with. It was no matter that Eads had never built a gunboat in his life. He had never built a gunboat ever. Instead, he completed 700 of them in 100 days. It's unbelievable. The river ships that Eads built were so strong that the Navy deployed them into the ocean to secure the Gulf. They served their purpose. They defended the Mississippi, and in doing so, they helped preserve our Union. And so it kept growing. And of course, the American frontier made way to farms and factories stretching further and further west. River towns became great cities. Railroads reached the Pacific. Steel mills rose where once wilderness had stood. The American mind widened, and the Republican whose independence Washington won, that James Eads had helped sew together, grew into the most powerful industrial powerhouse in the history of humanity. For other nations, growing industry brought dispossession before it did prosperity. In the old world, the one our ancestors had left behind, the Industrial Revolution threw society into chaos. And into that chaos rushed vacuums and ideologies that answered the dignity of man with labor camps and killing fields. Where the old world led to communism and fascism, the Americans recognized that at root, they were a denial of everything that Washington and Jefferson had read to his men 250 years ago. The free world needed to win, but in order for the free world to beat communism and fascism, it had to outproduce them. And as in every conflict before, America looked to her sailors for help, and to the builders who made sure those sailors had the very best ships to sail on. Among them was a man that we know as Henry Kaiser. Like Eads, Kaiser had grown up with very little. The son of German immigrants, he dropped out of school at 13 to work the stockroom at a dry goods store in Utica, making $1.50 a week and commuting 4 miles each way on foot. Eventually, he moved to Spokane for better job opportunities, setting his sights on starting his own company. Now, he walked into a bank with no business, no workforce, and no history, just a single proposed contract and what the banker would later describe as sheer audacity. He walked out with a $25,000 loan. And with his workers, he erected the Hoover Dam and hundreds of miles of highway across the West. Everywhere he went, he organized ordinary Americans to build extraordinary things. And everywhere he went, he believed their welfare and the welfare of the enterprise that he was building went hand in hand. Kaiser pioneered health coverage at his construction sites. That's why we know the name of Kaiser, because he understood that men working in dangerous conditions, they deserve to see a doctor. He saw his workers as partners, and he walked the walk long before it was fashionable to do so. Where some say that America's story is one of the dispossessed struggling against the powerful, Kaiser shows that America's greatness is built by cooperation between all of our citizens from every single walk of American life. Now, that cooperation was important, but it became profoundly important the day after Pearl Harbor. The United States Navy at the time needed ships bigger and better and faster than anyone thought they could be built. We didn't have the biggest Navy in the world, but we needed one, and we needed one fast. So Kaiser did what Americans always do when confronted with the impossible. He put it on his shoulders and said, let's go do it. Kaiser had never made a ship in his life, but that wasn't going to stop him. First, he built shipyards all up and down the Pacific coast. Then he filled them with American workers, 250,000 of them. Farm boys from Iowa, miners from Appalachia, mothers from Detroit who had never held a welding torch. Together they launched nearly 15,000 Liberty ships, vessels that carried American cargo and sailors across 2 oceans. His Richmond yard built one of them, the SS Robert E. Peary, in an astonishing 4 days and 15 hours. The shipbuilders Kaiser hired, they weren't just a means to an end, they were his partners. Kaiser looked at his workers and saw people, Americans who got sick, who had families to raise, who showed up in Richmond and Portland with little more than a hat in their hand, but who had amazing potential. He saw the potential of normal Americans when unshackled from destitution. And he saw them not just as mouths to feed or as workers to pay, he saw them as fellow citizens who could build amazing things. So he built housing near these shipyards and nursery schools to help mothers join the war effort. He extended the health plan he had started at his dams to every worker in every yard, opening it to the public after the U.S. won World War II. And though separated by generations, I tell the story of these 3 men because Kaiser and Eads and Washington, they were exactly the kind of men that Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence for. Kaiser was an American. He looked at what needed doing and he did it, and he trusted the men and women around them to do the same, knowing that he could only do his job if they did theirs too. Our Declaration of Independence may have spoken to universal human truths and broadly shared human desires. Of course it does. But it was a document written by and for a particular kind of people, the American people. From General Washington to James Buchanan Eads, from Henry Kaiser, one of America's great shipbuilders, to the sailors standing here today. And by the way, what you folks watching at home on TV may not realize is that everything that you saw, everything that you see today was destroyed last night in a storm, but these great sailors rebuilt it in 12 hours so that you all could be here, so that we could have this amazing procession, and so we could celebrate our 250th birthday in style. All of us, connected through the generations, rich and poor of every job, we are a people formed by generations of self-governance and personal industry. We are formed by Frontier Assembly Hall and congregation, by River Valley and prairie and factory floor. We are formed by the conviction that we are bound to one another, not only by bloodline nor creed alone, but by a common character, a shared fate, a shared future. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to address what we will hear from some loud voices today, because as much as all of us, whether we're Democrat or Republican, whatever our political persuasion, all of us are celebrating. But you will hear a couple small but loud voices today speak obsessively not of our national greatness, but of our national imperfections. They will speak of the powerless and the dispossessed. They will tell you that America is just another country where the weak struggle against the strong. And if they acknowledge that there is anything to be proud of in our history, they'll say it's the fact that sometimes the powerless have won a zero-sum battle. They're wrong. They'll talk about America's sins with the anger and zeal of a brimstone preacher, but without any of the grace or forgiveness that must be present in the Christian faith. These people misunderstand the essence of America, from Thomas Jefferson to Henry Kaiser. They misunderstand that we all have moments of great power despite those very real imperfections. That there are victims and heroes who live inside of each of us, from the most ambitious leaders and builders to steel welders like my grandfather. People who had their own role to play in turning this dangerous wilderness into the proudest civilization in history. So what I'd ask you to do, my fellow Americans, on our 250th birthday, is to reject the two-dimensional view of your fellow citizens and reject the two-dimensional view of your country. Reject that America is a place for zero-sum thinking, because it is not. Our history is one of people carving a great civilization out of the wilderness. Reject the view of your nation that sees only its sins, but not its grace and its greatness. Everything that we have done as a country, we have done together. Not as citizens divided against each other, but as a common people working towards a common future. When we won our independence, we were led by General Washington to liberty and greatness, but marching ahead of him were thousands of boys from all over the new nation who gave Washington's military genius its foundation and its firepower. When we saved the world in World War II from tyranny in the 20th century, of course we needed great military leadership and tactical genius from our generals, but we also needed Rosie the Riveter, Iowa farm girls who built the machinery of war, and the sweethearts they sent to a world away to storm the beaches at Normandy. When we went to the moon, of course our great astronauts flew the rockets, and our great men of science and engineering built them. But there were clerks and janitors and welders like my grandfather who each played their distinctive American part. All of us have a part. All of us had our part, our role to play in creating 250 years of a proud American story. And all of us will need to do our part to create the next 250 years of American greatness. So I say to all my fellow Americans, I'm proud of you. Happy birthday. And happy birthday to our great nation. Today, my friends, we celebrate, and tomorrow we get back to work. God bless you. Thank you for having me.
All right, just to let you guys know, you can see the crowds are indeed filing back in. Obviously, it won't be as packed as it was when it was first there, but at least it will not be. How you doing? Hi, cameraman. Yeah, wiping off that lens. Get the water off your lens. Yeah, I guess he doesn't realize he's being beamed across the world right now. But in any event, that is the event site, and people are steadily coming back in. President Trump is due to speak at 11. I understand the entertainment may get going soon. And let me just tell you something. I don't ever, unlike some channels, I never, ever ask for donations. It's just not how I am. People do super chats, I acknowledge them at the end. One woman who's been here quite a few times gave an amazing super chat. And what I was going to do was, you know what I said, let me jump over to Rumble so I can play some music so YouTube doesn't do anything crazy. But instead of that, I'm going to play the music here because she was gracious enough to make a donation like that. So in case anything happened, oh, wait a second. Who is this? Is that Trump there? It looks like that's Trump backstage right there. I can't see with that column. And yes, there is the boss right there. He's waiting. So he's at the venue, it seems already, ready to go, just waiting to walk out. I'm not sure if that's Ivanka. I'm not sure who it is next to him, but they're handing him his script to read over. So we're not too far away whatsoever. Wow. SV, I thought he just left a little while ago. He must have sped over there.
I mean, I literally saw the story 3 minutes ago saying he just left the White House. I sent it to you on X. The video shows him departing in the Beast.
Well, he must have teleported.
No, is that really him? I mean, I only saw the back, but it was kind of quick.
Hold on, let me. Hold on.
Let's check it again.
That's definitely him, isn't it? Hold on, let me go to full screen so everybody can see. That appears to be President. I know the bald guy is his. Yeah, that's him. Yep, he's there. And the bald guy I know is one of the guys that writes his speeches. And I assume that this is backstage someplace. But that is definitely the boss sitting there. I'm waiting to see who the woman is. Oh, that might be Melania. That would be awesome. I was like, who is a tall woman? That's probably Melania, right with him. So that's very, very, very interesting. All right. So somehow he got there much quicker.
I don't know. I'm just reporting it, man. I mean, it kind of added up to show he was leaving at 10, and that was, well, it's 10:17 now. So I guess
you have to wonder, like, sometimes do they put out releases just to let people see things? Hey, here I've got this too. I've got this from Fox. Hold on one second. Okay. Oh, that's that. Why my buttons are all screwed up. Let me go ahead and go here to this one.
In the history of the country. Now, I thought last night was pretty spectacular. The Mount Rushmore. I'm guessing this is going to be bigger, better, and probably very, very Trumpian. We'll put it that way.
So I think you're trying to say a big, beautiful display.
A big, beautiful display? It's already got a name.
I think that's what you're saying.
There's the president.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
Getting ready. Maybe he can wave to us. He's got Fox on.
Does he know?
Do you know where that is,
Mr. President, are you watching?
Where is that, guys?
Yeah, there's Walt.
Now they look
they're
like
on a little delay.
It.
They're on a little delay on the TV. We just showed the magnetometers, so maybe he'll see us and give us a little wave. Anyway,
as we're watching these people come in, they've got the music playing. This really is a beautiful show, and when you look at the layout and all of the musical acts, and I don't know anybody who's left. That they have stayed here, and Big and Rich, and we heard, of course, from Chris Blue and Jason Crabb inside the magical trailer, a lot of people singing. So now the entire audience out here that might have been at the agricultural department, wherever they were sheltering, they'll get to take all of it in too, and it is a spectacular musical show.
Yeah, I mean, you got people who are going to talk of note. I mentioned James Caviezel. You also got Dennis Quaid. I don't know if Dennis Quaid is still here. CeeLo is going to be playing. You also have Sammy Hagar. He always put on a show. Maybe they were doing a sound check while we were on, perhaps. I'm not sure. Yeah. So I don't know how bifurcated the whole program's going to be, but we're just about an hour behind.
All right, so wait a second. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to do a little fanboying here. Sammy Hagar is going to be playing. The Red Rocker? Oh, my gosh. All right, YouTube, I'm going for it. We're going to play every bit of this. You know what? It's 10:30, and let's see. I'm going to. There's two things I want to show you. This one news piece from earlier today. I want you to see while we're hearing the Democrats, libtards, and commies complaining about America. Listen to this.
Sorry, sir. It makes you teary. Why? Help us understand. Why is it so impactful to you?
Sebastian Krauts never imagined his trip to America would be so emotional.
Yeah. No, you're human. Happy tears.
Yeah. In just a few weeks being here,
I fall in love with this country, and this was so emotional. I even cried in the stadium.
It's a huge departure from what he was expecting before traveling to follow the German soccer team in its World Cup run.
To be honest, I was a bit scared or had the fear to travel to the United States. News about shootings and criminals and that the country is not safe. Bob takes us home. It's great. America is great.
Sebastian met a group of strangers who offered him a ride to his hotel.
What is the best city?
Boston.
That's Bob Series and his family, New Englanders who showed a group of Germans that Boston is warmer than some might believe.
Bob, thank you. Love USA.
Enjoy your time in the U.S.
To me, I watched the video by myself maybe 40 times. I had tears in my eyes.
Sebastian was more upset about the prospect of leaving America than Germany being eliminated from the tournament. That kindness he experienced is also what many locals and transplants have lived as well.
I loved living here. I thought the people were always so kind.
People here are very polite.
The World Cup just made it easier for folks to see.
I certainly talk to a lot more strangers than I normally do.
And you think it's because of the World Cup?
I do.
Americans are not rude, Germans are not rude. If we are together, we can achieve great things.
Sebastian's going to be sticking around for a little longer. He's going to spend the 4th of July in Washington, D.C. Then he goes back home to Germany to his family and friends. He's going to be telling them all about our country. And as for our Good Samaritan Bob, I spoke with him over the phone. He says that he's just trying to pay back all the kindness that he received when he traveled the world. And he agrees New England and Boston are actually a friendly place.
Wow, what do you know? People from across the world don't hate us. It's completely crap. This guy, he cried how well he was treated. Now, we've also seen all the different things where people have been completely overwhelmed by the hospitality they've been shown. That's the kind of stuff the left won't show you. I've got a couple of videos to let you see people are filing back in.
Hell, bro.
Wow.
Well, hey,
Wow.
hey, Barry, let me give a salute to CNN for like. Hold on a second.
Wow.
Yeah,
Look
that's what you
at
get.
all
CNN.
those people. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's
Some of those people may have been drinking. You know how those tailgate parties are. I
a
mean,
little
I've been
bit.
to a couple. I've
A
been to
little
a few.
bit.
Yeah.
What else are you gonna do during a rain delay? Have you ever
Not play
been?
darts.
Have you ever been one at a baseball game? Oh, the lines at the beer station are just
Oh my
mobbed.
God. Yes. Those
Oh.
those 30-ounce beers, that cost you $100.
Oh my God, Fox
Oh my God.
is interviewing some people right now.
The nation's capital, and what'd you make of the waits for all the fireworks?
Well, this is our second day here in D.C., and we came here looking forward for the fireworks, and we got Mother Nature gave us some as well.
Yeah.
So we stood a little bit longer, and we wouldn't mind the wait.
Eliza, what'd you think?
It was a little chaotic, but I'm sure it's going to be worth it.
It'll be worth it for sure. Now, I'm imagining because they made everybody leave, you had to wait in line to get in the first time. You have to wait in line to get back here the second time. How'd you keep the kids occupied? Tell the truth.
The phone.
The phone.
Good, honest answer. What does it mean to celebrate? You came in from Texas. What does it mean to you to celebrate America's birthday here in the nation's capital?
Well, we came all the way from Westlaco, Texas, way at the bottom, deep south of Texas.
Yeah.
And I forever wanted to go to D.C. I'm a big history guy. And what better time to do it than the 250th anniversary of our great country and show everybody what country we have here.
What's your parting thoughts for the American people as they get a chance to watch at home while you and I and the rest of the family get to watch it here in person?
We're super excited about it, especially since it's the 250th anniversary. So it's something that's going to be memorable, and they're going to remember it forever.
You guys are so great, and I'm so appreciative that you're sharing this with your lovely family. Thanks for coming out and spending time with us today. Go Team USA. Go America.
You want to
we're going to be out here.
You want to see something cool? President Trump is watching and listening to the very same report. So he's seeing these people and what they're saying. I mean, he's gonna. I guarantee he basically acknowledges some of these people that this guy is interviewing. Man, that's pretty cool. He's sitting there just watching the interviewing and what they're saying. Man, I as a player have had to wait for rain delays, and when I've had to wait for rain delays, you get more pumped when they're like, "Hey, lightning stop! You're going to be out there in like 10 minutes." That's what he looks like. He looks like he's ready to pounce. So it is now 10:28. He's due to come up at 11. Looks like the weather has changed. I was going to jump over to Rumble, which I was saying, because I got some music for you. And this first video that I'm going to show you, some of you may not like it at first. Stick with it. It is taking the internet by storm in regards to how conservatives are taking this video. If you haven't seen it, I'm just telling you, this thing is layered with comms. You'll hear them. If you listen closely, I'll play it, and we'll afterwards we'll talk about it. But this thing is layered with comms. And Elon Musk posted it, and I don't even know how many millions of views this thing has gotten. But here goes. Yeah, and some of y'all say AI is bad. I hope you listen. There were a couple things in there. I mean, where we go one, we go all. Talked about quantum, showed aliens. Oh man, there was all kinds of stuff in there. That thing is making the rounds. It's completely AI. There was no band. There was no singer. I don't know how that person put all that footage together. I don't know if AI went out and grabbed it. It's amazing. I can't even understand how they put something like that together, but it's completely taken Twitter by storm. People are just going absolutely crazy. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I know, SB, you loved it, didn't you?
Oh, I posted it last night, and I watched it about 6 times. So you were asking how it was created. So I went to the source, and it says it's a combination of Grok Imagine and public domain archival footage for the visuals, song created with Atsuno Studio.
Oh, if you ever use Suno Studio, it's pretty wild. I mean, you can say,
Yeah.
I want it to sound like this singer. I want it to sing these lyrics. I mean, it's I've had a lot of fun with it, and it's.
I love AI.
Man, AI,
I ain't scared.
completely
I
AI.
ain't scared.
But I mean, but think about it. He had to say, I want a blonde woman in a red and white and blue bikini, and she's holding a beer can, and I want the other one to look like somebody from the Andrews Singers. I mean, the prompt must have been like that long in terms of everything they put into it. I mean, that's crazy.
Man, mine would have been like, I need to find someone who could rub my feet. You know, I need my feet rubbed, man.
You're gonna have to wait till the robot comes. Okay. Okay.
I'm buying one of Elon's. They're only 25 grand, so they're
All right.
inexpensive.
Got another one for you.
It's the guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the Pledge of Allegiance on the 4th of July. It's them handwritten letters from home. It's them sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Hey. From the fields of Indiana to the swamps of Louisiana, to the golden coast of California, Uncle Sam's the only family he's got. His purple heartbeat won't stop, and his 18th birthday was the day he was born. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's the line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Stand on the front line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, pay the ultimate price. He was the man of the house when he was born. His family is proud but torn. But if you knew him, you would understand. He was raised on how to be brave, just to see the flag still wave. And then he came home with only one hand. He's Mr. Red, White, and Blue. Lay down here the line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Stand on these red lines. Can pay the ultimate price. Lay down his life. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. March in line, march in line. Hey.
All right, so this next one is one of my favorite songs by this particular band. You know the band. You personally have you love their stuff. You love so much of their stuff. You will recognize so much of their stuff. But I wonder if you've ever heard this song. Yeah, Sorry, I had to throw some Skinner in there. A song a lot of people haven't heard before. Everyone's heard, obviously Sweet Home Alabama, Tuesday's Gone, Freebird, obviously, but that song is appropriate even for somebody like me. I posted earlier, my hair's turning white, whatever hair I have left. And down here in the South Florida sun, my neck does get red. We spent some time in the pool today, and I'm a true blue American. So yeah, red, white, and blue fits me as well. President Trump, as you can see, is still in the green room with Melania's got shades on. She got shades on at night, so she's hanging out. The guy in the pink jacket, that is Todd Blanche, I believe. Yes, it is. The guy in the white shirt is Mark Wayne Mullen. Who knows what they could be talking about right now, as you got the Attorney General acting attorney general. And I guess Mark Wayne Mullen has been confirmed as DHS, and they're sitting there. So he's watching Fox, and there's really nothing going on Fox right now. They just got a panel. Let me see what's going. Yeah, I still got a shot of him on the other computer. So we're going to keep rolling, keep going, keep going. By the way, I know you know that he seems to be making his way to the stage area at this point. Let's see if you guys can, if I can show it. It's so funny looking backstage. It looks like a fashion show. There's so many like model like looking women walking around, but he started heading out that door. Excuse me. So he's obviously headed to the stage area. So we shall see him come out relatively soon. I got two more for you before he gets up. I want to dedicate this to all the Mandami idiots out there who think they're going to keep doing their craziness. Got something in store for you. I know we're all right about there. We're right about there. You keep pushing us. You keep doing this crazy stuff. And it's only going to be a matter of time for somebody just says, I've had enough. I'm not dealing with this crap anymore. I feel a swelling up in America where people are biding their time. Like, okay, you can play that craziness, you know, where you are in Brooklyn or in the Bronx or someplace, but don't even think about it. Looks like President Trump is getting ready to head down the stairs. So that woman is Pia Toscano. I think that's how you say her name. She was an American Idol contestant from season 9, and she got booted. She finished like in 9th place. I'm like, maybe that's why. Maybe she's too patriotic, and they didn't want her to win. But amazing voice, amazing voice. So we're all getting ready. Let me show you a picture of the venue because the venue is absolutely rocking. It's packed. Hold on, let me bring this up so you guys can see it on the Fox camera.
Look at all this. It's amazing. They're simply the best.
Look at all those people. They all came back. I don't know where they were, but they're all back. So President Trump will be talking to it. Deucey, get your head out the sky. Hey, how you doing? Oh my goodness.
Deucey! He's always got to get his hair gel in there.
Well, like, hey, you see the little red light? That means it's on, okay? Let's cut him some slack. Hold on.
Well, we're seeing a ton of people still coming in. A very impressive amount considering that these guys had to there was all this momentum building up for the big show, and then it was completely sapped away as they just sat on the cold stone lobbies of these Smithsonian museums that line the National Mall. But as I look out, the grass, which is still pretty wet, is getting completely filled, and there are a lot more people in this front area by where the president is going to speak than there was before the weather issue. And as I look out, I am struck by the fact that all of these people who had to go find somewhere else to hang out inside for like 3 hours, almost nobody is sitting. There are a few people sitting here in the back, but everybody is on their feet at the front. And so the fact that this has become a very late night doesn't seem to really be bothering anybody. Everybody here has social media. They have their phones. They know that President Trump is just behind the stage getting ready to come out. And this does have the festive feel of the 4th of July fireworks in Washington, D.C., but it is also a presidential event, and the security...
Wait.
I was like, okay, that's absolutely crazy that there's more people there now than there were. You know what? I almost wonder the fact that it got delayed. Did it people like watching on television go, oh great, now I can get down there. I forgot about that. Oh yeah, let me get down there. And so they all rushed in there. Looks like the Stones are getting ready to play or something. I'm
you know, it's
loving
interesting. the contrast from Kamala's paid concerts and stuff that had tens of people.
So
I mean, yeah, I mean,
I don't know how long. I don't know how long he'll
organic.
speak. I mean, he's supposed to come on at 11. I don't know how long, but then they're not doing the fireworks display until after he's done.
After.
And
I
just
can't
to
wait.
let you guys know, I got some information. The fireworks display, I explained it the other day how big it is. It's like 10 times bigger than any other fireworks display in history. It's supposed to go on for like 45 minutes. 45 minutes of
Cheers.
So get your
Oh my
no-nos.
goodness.
So even if he talks for 30 minutes, which they're going to have to bring a big giant hook and pull him off the stage in front of all these people. So 11:30, yeah, we're not looking to get out of here probably close to 12:30, 12:45 once it's all said and done. Yeah, and this video.
Get up 30, Barry, man. TikTok.
that was funny when Ducey said that. He goes, I don't know all these people. You know, it's late night. I'm like, dude, it's Saturday night on a holiday weekend. What else I got to do? You know,
Right.
so go back to the hotel. Yeah, no, we're gonna hang out and let everything flow. I wonder if they have even alcoholic beverages at a presidential event for security. Huh. Oh,
not
Krista,
sure.
the Ness and Dorma guy is
Whoa, who
getting
we
ready
got?
to come out.
All right,
Okay.
here we go.
Yeah, hold on. Let me go to the different camera because Fox is talking through it. Wait a minute. Oh, where are we here? Come on, Fox, shut up.
I wanted to go back to the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and so many of you were so nice to stay. I wasn't going to let you down, and I think that kind of defines him. You know, you think about a guy that comes within a millimeter of losing his life. I mean, he was just hell-bent. You know, Selena Zito was right in front of that stage, heard him say, you know, when they talked about bringing in a stretcher, he said, don't you dare.
Oh, my God. This guy never shuts up. Shut the hell up. He just, it's not about you, bro. Let me see if the other feed has it. Let me put this on. I don't know what they're doing here. They're all just standing there. So that's a completely different feed. Let me see if the White House feed has it. White House feed is not up yet. So finally.
Chris Macchia.
Mai lì ho visto dove è chiuso in me il nome mio nessun saprà e donna sulla tua bocca lo dirò quando la luce splenderà. dalle parti vincerò, vincerò. Ladies and gentlemen, that means, in Italian, no one sleeps. Because no one sleeps tonight and we hear our president speak. And now, if you'll do me the great honor, please join me in God Bless America.
Happy Independence Day, America. If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause our flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, New York to LA, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, please welcome the 45th and 47th President of the United States of America, President Donald J. Trump. Good evening, America. If you think that was easy, it wasn't. And I want to thank everybody because they did the right thing. They saw lightning, and I said, there's no way if we have to speak in front of one person at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to be here. There's no way we can be deterred. And they estimated they had 375,000 people before everybody had to leave. And they now have 150,000 people. It's the craziest thing anyone's ever seen. At least. And I want to just thank you, and I feel so badly about some people. They left and they couldn't get back. But you're very special people, and we have a very special country. Thank you very much. Tonight we come together for one of the most joyous and glorious milestones of all time, and you know what that is, 250, the 250th anniversary. And I do have to say this. One of my very brilliant people backstage said, don't worry about it, sir. We can do it maybe next week. I said, it doesn't work next week. This is the big day. We want July 4th. We're not looking for July something else. And I feel so badly about some people. This is the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. Nothing like it. For 2.5 centuries, our American republic has stood as the crowning achievement of human history. This country is the home of freedom. This is the land of liberty. And this is a flag that's the banner of the most extraordinary, most exceptional, most incredible nation ever to exist on the face of the earth. And we're doing better now than we've ever done before. No people have done more good, shown more courage, made more progress, righted more injustice, or achieved more greatness than you, the American people. For 250 years, the United States of America has been the hope, the promise, the light, and the glory among all of the nations of the world. All over the world, they try and be like us. Nobody can be like us. And with God's help, we will always be this or even better. We're going to be better. Here on our National Mall, we're celebrating freedom's triumph over tyranny, liberty's conquest over oppression, and the enduring victory of the American spirit from the July 4th, 1776 to July 4th, 2026. Big dates. That's big dates. Two big ones. And tonight our country is stronger, freer, richer, safer, and prouder than ever before. But it all started with the miracle of history that lives forever in the heart of every single patriot. In Philadelphia, our founding fathers summoned the courage of giants and the wisdom of centuries to boldly proclaim these timeless truths. They declared that all men are created equal, that they are endowed with sacred, unalienable rights by the hand of our Creator, and that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. In signing their names to the roster of freedom, those 56 patriots put everything at risk, stepped onto the stage of destiny, and seized a victory for the ages, and that's what it was. And this is an evening for the ages, I believe. This is something very special. This is bigger than if we didn't have the lightning blaring. We had lightning blaring, but this is bigger. A little more inconvenient, but it's bigger. I think in its own way, it's more beautiful. From the beginning, we were a nation that lived by the motto, victory or death, and live free or die. 1 out of every 100 Americans gave their lives in the fight for independence to remind us of who these heroes were and what they gave us. We are honored to have here tonight in the heart of our nation's capital one of the very first American flags ever to exist. Dating back to 1777, it bears the 13 stars and 13 stripes of the 13 states that declared independence on the 4th of July. There it is. This was the flag that flew victorious at Saratoga. And these are the real deals, too. These are the real flags. These are flags that have seen a lot. These were the stars and stripes that flew triumphant when the British waved the white flag of surrender at Yorktown. That was a big surrender. Nobody thought that was possible. They were the greatest power of the world, and they surrendered, and that was the beginning. Ever since, the entire world has been on notice that Americans will never let anyone take our freedom away. Won't happen. And all these talks from the communists, they haven't got a chance. Not even a chance. We don't want communists in our country.
Never worked, and it never will work. Americans must never forget that we are a historic and heroic people with a heroic spirit and a heroic purpose on this beautiful earth of ours. We are made of the courage and the fire and the flesh and the blood of the best and the bravest people this world has ever produced. We are the bravest and the best. Tonight we pledge allegiance to the flag they gave us, and we say, God bless the immortal patriots of 1776, and long live the cause of independence. May it reign forever and ever and ever. We will always be on top. We will never let our country fall. We will always be the best. Our founders not only won our liberty, they secured it with the most righteous political document ever conceived. It's called the Constitution of the United States. Very special. And it's because of their genius that we remain the finest people on the planet after 250 years. Unlike so many others in the world, in this country, we have freedom of speech, freedom of religion, equal justice under the law, although I wasn't treated that well, but we won't get into that. And the right to keep and bear arms. And for the almost 6 years that I was president, I guarded very, very powerfully your Second Amendment, and they didn't do a thing to it, and it was not easy. But we guard your Second Amendment. We guard it very, very strongly and cautiously. Across the generations, Americans have fought, bled, and died, not just to secure those rights, but to expand them to citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed, because we are one people. We are one family. You showed that tonight with one flag. And as our Declaration of Independence tells us, we are all made in the image of one Almighty God. And a communist will never say that. That's for sure. Few heroes remind us of these truths more than William Carney, who escaped slavery to become a Union soldier in the Civil War, which was a very big deal at the time. On the front lines of battle, he saw a comrade struck down by enemy fire while carrying the Stars and Stripes, and Sergeant Carney dove to the ground to keep the flag from touching the mud. He didn't want to have it touch the ground. He didn't want to have it touch the mud. He wanted it to be perfect. He raised it high above the field and was shot 4 times. They thought he was gone, but he kept moving forward. He loved our country. He loved our flag. Before he returned to camp and announced, "Boys, the old flag never touched the ground." And he became the first African-American to receive the Congressional Medal of Honor. He got the Congressional Medal of Honor, and he was the first African-American, and he was some man. They've written stories about him. He was something special. With us tonight to celebrate this forward march of freedom is another Medal of Honor recipient, Colonel Paris Davis, whose courage won eternal glory in Vietnam. He helped lead a surprise attack on 100 enemy combatants. They said he was finished. His whole group was finished. And despite multiple life-threatening wounds, saved the lives of his fellow soldiers. And this evening he stands to salute the only flag of its kind, the one that was draped over the casket of President Abraham Lincoln in Independence Hall. Thank you very much. Great. He looks better than I do. He looks great, and he's brave. Because of heroes like these, our flag will always be a symbol of liberty and justice for all. Colonel Davis, thank you very much. Great man. Great man, thank you. Americans expanded the blessings of freedom, and we have never stopped expanding our ambitions and our dreams. We had the American dream. We never had the American dream, however, like we have it right now. The American dream is back, very strong, beautiful. You know, to get into our military now is tough. 2 years ago, we couldn't fill a job, and now it's overflowing. We have so many, setting records. We're setting records. It's actually hard to get in. That includes our great police forces and our firemen. They couldn't hire anybody. Nobody wanted to do it. Now it's hard to get those positions, but it's really hard to get into our military because people respect and love our country again. Our rise to being the world's strongest and most powerful nation was no accident of history. We rebuilt our military in my first term. We used it a little bit in our, actually I should say third term, but I won't do that because I don't want any controversy. But we use it, and we've had tremendous success. You look at Venezuela, you look at Iran, we wiped it out, wiped out their military. Americans crossed the Great Plains, scaled the Rockies, we just tamed the wilderness and conquered the frontier and built the empire. It's called the Empire of Liberty. We laid down the railroads, raised up the skyscrapers, those beautiful skyscrapers, and dug out the Panama Canal, considered the 8th wonder of the world, which everyone said was an impossible thing to do. And by the way, 38,000 Americans died to give us one of the greatest engineering feats of all time, the Panama Canal. This was the unstoppable spirit that created the world's most powerful industries and built the strongest military anyone had ever seen. And today it is stronger and more powerful than it ever was before. American grit, boldness, and daring forged heroes like Davy Crockett, Wyatt Earp, Annie Oakley, Teddy Roosevelt, and the legend of the Wild West, Buffalo Bill Cody. These were great, powerful people whose incredible grandchildren happen to be with us tonight. And they stand alongside one of the first American flags ever to fly over our expanding nation. It was carried west just as Lewis and Clark began their journey in 1803. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Great to have you. Great to have you, to honor this audacious and indomitable soul of America. We also have the first flag ever to fly over one of the greatest architectural feats of all time, a thing called the Brooklyn Bridge, one of the most beautiful bridges anywhere in the world, built a long time ago. To its right, the banner that flew atop our flagship after America's Navy sank the Spanish fleet to the bottom of the Manila Bay, one of the greatest naval victories in history. Much like our recent victory by sinking the entire Iranian Navy, 159 ships, to the bottom of the sea, all done in just a moment's time, happened very quickly. We have the greatest military anywhere in the world. And next to it, we also have the flag that was given to that immortal, just a fantastic, immortal Rough Rider, the one and only. And I was at the museum the other day at its opening. Theodore Roosevelt, when he returned triumphant from Cuba, printed with the words, "Welcome home, Colonel Roosevelt." He was a victor of San Juan Hill. He was a great gentleman. Americans won the West and built the modern world because America is a nation of winners. And today our country is winning again, and we're winning like never before. America is back, and we want to keep America great, and we will do so by approving the Save America Act which means all voters must show voter ID. All voters all voters must provide a little thing called proof of citizenship. And there will be no mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military deployment, or travel. And you won't have cheating on the elections anymore. It's very simple. Together, we are also reasserting the truth that American strength and power is not something to be ashamed of. It is something that we are very, very proud of. This country has been the greatest force for peace and justice on earth. In the last century, we defeated tyrants, demolished evil, and saved freedom again and again and again. Ken Schubring was 19 years old when he survived the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. After enemy planes sank ships like the USS Arizona, he resolved that he would help America strike back and win. He wanted them to strike back and win. Flying B-29s in the Pacific, Ken fought from the first day to the very last. He was in the war right from the first day, and he went to the last day and all the way to the enemy's unconditional surrender. We got an unconditional surrender. He was there at 104 years old and looking really good. Captain Schubring is here tonight, and he is saluting the flag that went down with the Arizona at Pearl Harbor, but was raised back up with the help of some unbelievable American patriots. It's a symbol of American defiance. Please. Thank you, Captain. Thank you, Captain. Great job. Thank you very much. You have very good genes. That's his son. His son's going to be around a long time. Thank you very much, Captain. On D-Day in World War II, Navy Lieutenant Arthur Rose commanded 36 landing craft as part of the largest naval armada in history. Recalling that sight, he wrote home to his parents, "What a country we are." At 107 years old, Lieutenant Rose is here to salute one of our nation's most prized possessions, the flag that flew aboard the first landing craft on D-Day and led the first Americans onto the beaches of Normandy to liberate Europe and defeat Nazi fascism forever. Lieutenant Rose, you are an inspiration to this beautiful crowd, and we thank you very much. Amazing man. 107. It's 107. On Iwo Jima in the Pacific, the Marines faced some of the most brutal combat in the history of warfare. They shed their blood for every inch of mountain that they reached. And when they reached the summit and raised the stars and stripes for all to see, it was so special to everybody there. Everybody there and everybody watching. They couldn't believe it. It wasn't supposed to happen. With us today is one of the last survivors of that battle, 101-year-old Marine Corporal Don Graves. And he's here to salute that famous flag he saw rise in the glory of Iwo Jima 81 years ago, and you've all seen that flag many times. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are the fighters and the banners of the greatest generation. They are the greatest generation. I hate to admit that, but they are. They saved the world, and they made America very, very proud. We're very proud of you, heroes all. And after we vanquished fascism, Americans stood against the evil of communism in the Cold War. And as I said last night at the beautiful Mount Rushmore, what a beautiful place, where Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln, and Theodore Roosevelt loomed over my shoulder as I spoke. America will never be a communist country. Won't happen. Communism is a loser, and it always will be. The communist system is the opposite of the American system, and the communist system has never worked. Our warriors did not fight communism on battlefields across the world, only to have that menace rear its ugly head right back here in America. We're not going to let it happen. We like to stop a threat like that immediately and before it begins. It's like a cancer. You got to cut it out. You got to cut it out fast. Tonight, we proudly thank veterans of the war on communism, including Marine Corporal Pat Finn and Private First Class Rudy Meekins, who fought at the famed Battle of Chosin Reservoir in Korea. That was a rough one. Thank you. Pat fought in hand-to-hand combat with the enemy. He had 5 against him, and he was 1. And as you can see, he's around to talk about it. And Rudy was wounded 4 times, but never stopped shooting, and he never stopped moving forward. And also with us is veteran Sonny Ray, who fought heroically against an enemy force 10 times his unit size and earned a tremendously deserved Silver Star. Tonight they salute one of the very first 50-star flags to fly above the field of battle. This was about the beginning of the 50. And right next to it is one of the last flags from Checkpoint Charlie, very famous place on the Berlin Wall, where American freedom finally brought communism crashing down to an end. Thank you so much. You are really very special. Thank you. Thank you very much. The Stars and Stripes cast the hammer and sickle into oblivion before, and we will do it again if necessary. I don't think it's going to be necessary. I think people have learned. They've learned what to do and how to handle it, and we're going to handle it very well. So, gentlemen, I want to thank you very much. You're amazing people, amazing men. Thank you. How about that, huh? Isn't that great? What an honor it is to be with them. Think of it, 107. That's up there, but hopefully he's got 20 good years left. Through the generations, Americans have never stopped striving to lift humanity to new heights. In 1903, the Wright brothers from Ohio fulfilled the age-old dream of mankind to fly. That's right, they're from Ohio, great state. And within 66 years of inventing the airplane, Americans planted our flag on the moon. Just 3 months ago, we sent American astronauts back to the far side of the moon, and this time they flew further from Earth than anyone has ever flown before. And here they are. So tonight we're joined by that crew of NASA Artemis, you know the crew, everybody. Artemis 2, and everybody watched. Isn't that amazing? And they became very famous. Everybody watched. I was watching. I don't know what it was. That one got the attention of everybody. And along with the last man to walk on the moon, Apollo 17 astronaut Jack Schmitt. Thank you, Jack. You look like you could be with them, Jack. You look very good. You look very good, Jack. Thank you very much. What a job. Everybody was watching. I was with a group of people that normally wouldn't be watching, and we were having a big dinner, and they all said, we want to turn on, we want to watch Artemis 2. A lot of people said, what is that? By the end of the evening, they knew. It was amazing. And along with Jared, where's Jared? He's so great. He's running NASA. What a job he's done. So I want to thank you all. Thank you very much. Great job. So these champions of flight stand this evening beside the flag flown on the Wright brothers airplane, piloted by Orville Wright. It's the exact flag, very historic, and they are honored to be here. They told me today they were really amazed to be here with that flag. That's a very special flag if you're in the world of flying aircraft. So congratulations to everybody. Fantastic job. Very proud of you. And I have a special gift for these patriots. This morning on America's 250th birthday, a new flag was flown above the United States Capitol. And tonight I present it to you to soon be planted by American astronauts on their upcoming return to the moon. And in addition to that, I gave them and all of the great heroes that you saw up on stage tonight and a few others that couldn't quite make the stage, I gave them a very special medal from the White House, so it's an honor. Thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate it. So then I assume you're going to be heading to Mars, right? We're going to be going to Mars very soon. And I think that's something that we do have in mind, and we're going to do the moon, and we're going to go from there. We're going to go to Mars, and we're going to continue to be way ahead. You know, we did Space Force. That was something I was very proud of, and some people smiled. They thought it was foolish, and now they're finding it's one of the most important things that we've done. We were losing to China and to Russia in space, and now we're leading them by giant steps, and it's a great thing, and it's people like that really, like you, that made it happen. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much, Jeff. So as we celebrate America's unmatched achievements and unlimited potential, we never forget that none of this would have been possible without those who gave everything so that we could reach this 250th year of freedom. We are honored to be joined by 11 Gold Star family members. The Gold Star family, that is one of the great tributes. It's one of the great honors, a tough honor. There's nothing tougher than that. But these are amazing people. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Come on up. They went through a lot. Thank you very much. And that special person is looking up there and looking down at mom and dad, husband, wife, but they're looking down with great pride. You know that. You know that. And we want to thank you for being here. Thank you very much. And we have medals for you backstage. I brought them. I thought I'd be handing them out about 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago. But we're going to be backstage, and we have beautiful medals for you, for your family, from the White House. Thank you very much, everybody. We love you. On this special 4th of July, we give you our undying gratitude and promise to redeem the sacrifice of your heroes by preserving the America that they loved. They loved our country. They sacrificed it all. And these people have sacrificed it all. They've been through hell. We love you. Thank you very much. Thank you. From 1776 to today, everywhere the American flag has flown, it has been a symbol of strength, righteousness, and hope, because that is who Americans are. In 1944, a mother and her daughter huddled in their house in Nazi-occupied Belgium and prayed desperately for their country to be freed. They wanted freed. As they waited, they found scraps of fabric and stitched together a homemade American flag. It's beautiful, but homemade. On the day they were finally liberated, and that's what the word is, liberated, they gave it to an American soldier as a gift. Little did they know that that soldier's great-grandfather was none other than the author of our Star-Spangled Banner, Francis Scott Key. And tonight, the next generation of the Key family is with us. Thank you very much. Please. Thank you. Major Kyle Key has spent 23 years in the U.S. Army, highly respected, and this evening he proudly salutes the old flag that was made by the Belgian woman so beautifully, and who knew that America means hope and freedom. Congratulations, and thank you for being here very much. And in conclusion, from a declaration in Philadelphia to victory at Yorktown, from the bustling factories of the heartland to the towering snow-capped summits of Alaska, from the endless frontier of the open Wild West to the magnificent sand dunes at Kitty Hawk, from the glimmering skyline of Manhattan to the far side of the moon, we just saw that, and from the now safe and beautiful capital of Washington. Think of it, Washington, D.C., our capital. Our capital is now safe, gleaming, and beautiful again. It's safe again. Went from a very unsafe place 2 years ago to one of the safest cities in the country, and one of the most beautiful, to the gleaming waters of the Gulf of America. There is no challenge Americans cannot overcome. There is no place we cannot go. There is no goal we cannot reach, and there is nothing that Americans cannot do, and we're proving that right now. Our stock market is the strongest it's ever been. We have $19.2 trillion being invested in our country, which is 6 times more than ever happened before. We're building more factories in the United States than ever before. Everyone's 401ks are at the highest number they've ever been. And more people are working today in the United States than any time in the history of our country. But in this country, we can achieve the wildest and most impossible dreams. And no dream in history is bigger or more incredible than the one that started on July 4th, 1776. The war for independence was launched by Minutemen, farmers, blacksmiths, tradesmen, who took up their muskets against the mightiest army on earth, the most powerful army, an unbeatable army, until they met us. No one made them do it. They fought because they knew that a free people must have a free country. Over 250 years, the world has seen the great empires, vast kingdoms, mighty nations, and terrible tyrants. They came and they went. But after 2.5 centuries, this American republic still stands tall and strong, and we love each other. That showed tonight. You heard it was over, and what happened? You came back. And this American flag still waves proud and free and beautiful. We have thrived and flourished because our founders were great. Our cause was just, our people are brave, our culture is exceptional, and our destiny is written by God. And as we can see here tonight, after 250 years, the spirit of 1776 still lives within us all. It still roars in the hearts of our nation's capital. It still burns in the heart of every patriot, thunders through every city and town, and it still lights the entire world with the glow of American liberty. And there is nothing like that. At 250 years old, We may be the oldest constitutional republic on earth, but our country is just getting started because the best is yet to come. This is only the dawn of the golden age of America. And on this 250th 4th of July, we declare, just as they did 2.5 centuries ago, that for our country and for our children and for the cause of liberty, we are going to take our country to new levels, to levels not reached. We're going to make it bigger, better, stronger, and we're going to love it even more. And I just want to thank you. And the inconvenience of lightning can do that, but lightning will never stop you. And I want to thank everybody, and we love you all. And it's an honor to be your president. Thank you. God bless you all. God bless you all. Thank you. We have a great fireworks display tonight, and I'm going to be watching it with you. It's going to start very quickly. So thank you very much. You're going to really like this. Thank you very much, everybody.
Please join us in singing the national anthem.
is sinking deep. Searching for something to say. Waiting for the break of day. 250624. 250624. if I were alive. I thought, what a soul jive. That's when someone came up to me and said, young man, take a walk up the street. There's a place there called the YMCA. And start you back on your way. Come on, sing it like you mean it. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. They have everything for your man to enjoy. You can hang out with all the boys. YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. Oh, young man, there's no need to feel down. Young man, get yourself off the ground. YMCA. And if the elevator doesn't bring you down, go crazy. Reach a higher floor.
If you don't like the world you're living in, take a look around you. At least you got friends. You see a homo lady, friendly word. She picked up the phone, dropped it on the floor.
American girls and American guys will always stand up and salute. We'll always recognize when we see Old Glory flying. There's a lot of men dead, so we can sleep at peace at night when we lay down our head. My daddy served in the army where he lost his right eye, but he flew a flag out in our yard till the day that he died. He wanted my mother, my brother, my sister and me to grow up and live happy in the land of the free. Now this nation that I love is falling under attack. A mighty sucker punch came flying in from somewhere in the back. So as we could see clearly through our big black eye, man, we lit up your world like the 4th of July. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list. And the Statue of Liberty started shaking her fist. And the eagle will fly, and there's gonna be hell when you hear Mother Freedom Star ringing her bell. And it'll feel like the whole wide world is raining down on you. All brought to your courtesy of the red, white, and blue. Well, justice will be served and the battle will rage. This big dog will bite when you rattle his cage. You'll be sorry that you mess with the U.S. of A. 'Cause we'll put a boot in your ass. It's the American way. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list. And the Statue of Liberty started shaking her fist. And the eagle will fly, and there's gonna be hell till you hear Mother Freedom Star ringing her bell. And you feel like the whole wide world is raining down on you. Oh,
Welcome to the land of fame excess. Am I gonna fit in? Jumped in the cab, here I am for the first time. Look to my right and I see the Hollywood sign. This is all so crazy. Everybody seems so fake.
Thank you for attending Salute to America. The event is now concluded. Please calmly and cautiously exit the event site and have a great night. God bless America.
We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more.
Oh, boy, I just felt like I was assaulted for 3 hours. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Well, let us check in to see how the Democrats are doing about this. You might think there'd be some problems that they would have no answer. You're going to love this. This was serious. This isn't AI. Somebody actually took the time to write this. DC is giving itself a hazardous dose of toxins tonight. The largest fireworks in U.S. history, dropping 9 metric tons of toxic chemicals on a city. The air quality will be 2 to 8 times higher than hazardous. Toxins 17 to 57 times higher than acceptable levels. Chemicals settling into the ground, the water, the food. Average person will inhale 81 something of strontium into their lungs, 81 something of barium, aluminum, titanium, oxides, copper, antimony. Please make it stop. It will be an acute exposure. Also, I don't know, is there any other way differently to celebrate our... Yeah, the other way to celebrate is to laugh at your sorry ass for... for posting that. That was a legitimate post. He even did an infographic on the bottom. He had like 58,000 pounds net explosive, releasing an amount of energy comparable to a magnitude 2.8 to 3.0 earthquake.
Hans and Franz will pump you up. hey, Barry, let me do the Sophie Cunningham. Wait a minute. Look, Sophie Cunningham.
I read that and I'm like, you can't make this stuff up. These people are complete friggin' losers. Oh my gosh.
I told you earlier, CNN was posting about like the toxic chemicals in the air. Like that was their third topic from the top. I'm like, are you kidding me?
That's what you got? That's where you are?
That's all they got?
I
was expecting...
Good.
I was going to say, I was expecting a headline saying that CNN said that Trump started the new ice age. Like, oh my God, climate change.
I have a response for them.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Oh man. Oh gosh. They have they have no answer for this. There's nothing that they. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine being that much of a squat to pee type of guy where you took the time to write all of that. There is no woman that wants to be with this dude. They're like, honey, we can't go to the fireworks show. I might get some toxin stuff, and I might breathe it in. Oh man, there is no there is no man card to revoke. It's not even there.
I'm going to say it, Barry. Jeff Spicoli said it in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. That's a fact. That's a flaw.
That guy probably had a ticket to this concert.
My water just came out of my nose, Barry. Can you warm me? Can you please? Oh my God. Sorry, people.
I can't even imagine. I cannot imagine taking the time to write a post like that research it, and then put it up and not think you're going to get completely, utterly skewered.
I actually never heard of some of those elements. Is that from another planet? I mean, I mean, what the hell?
Wow.
Well,
that was bad.
All I know is that, like, I had the best time, man. Like, I felt like I was part of something I'll never see again in my life. Like, you know, it was fantastic, spectacular. I mean, the fireworks.
It would be best for the Democrats just shut up. Just wait a couple days. Don't post it. Don't post anything because you look like freaking morons. Oh my goodness.
CNN is already hitting it up. I mean, they're already going off. I mean, it's like it's all negativity. But you know what? It's water that's running right off my skin. It's not going to bother me one bit.
It's the worst stuff ever. I just do not understand how. Well, I just want to go to bed on that note because oh my goodness. All right.
Well,
thank you,
everyone. Thank you all for being here, Patriots. Love you all. See you tomorrow.
I got to do super chats, and I got to figure out how to do it with this. My buttons decided they were taking the night off.
You had one from Rumble too. You had one from Rumble.
Yes,
don't forget that one there.
I won't forget.
Okay.
I'm just trying to say, how am I going to do this because I don't think the window's working. Hold on, let me see here. Nope, it's not working there. Okay, how am I going to do this? I have an idea. You might have to give me a second. Let me put on Fox as they're talking while I configure because I got to do super chats. So give me a second.
Under one flag, he did. Obviously, he's Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, who throws in, Save America Act, throws in. There was a number of things about communism in there. Clearly, that's going to be a talking point ahead of November about fighting that. But he came back to the central message and landed the plane at the end of the speech, kind of like with the dismount. That was really powerful.
The thing is, the president, if you notice, he always likes to give up the microphone when he gets up there, and I think he loves being able to turn around and say, look at this flag, look at this flag, look at the Gold Star families. I want you to meet the 102-year-old World War II veteran. What I also said is for all those people who don't think we landed on the moon, tell that to Jack Schmidt. He was the last one to walk on the moon. So can we put that to bed once and for all, please? The other thing is, how much musical talent do we have in our armed forces? Did you see who was belting out that music? I've thought to myself, is this a track? But it's amazing with all these songs.
We want in on Eurovision next.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Next year, America is entering the contest.
Hey guys, is Peter Ducey still down there? Do we want to toss to Peter Ducey? Is he on the ground? Oh, he's gone. He's coming.
Okay, yeah. Oh, he's coming.
Leave.
He's on his way.
Peter,
I think I just heard him right here.
Do you guys
Peter,
have
you there?
a sixth sense because there was no indication that he was even around?
Oh, you are here. See,
Wait,
there is Peter.
What's up, Peter?
Peter, what did you think of the fireworks?
Well, here's the thing. Obviously, the scale was enormous. I don't know if you guys can see from your position, but here you get a little bit of a sense of it as the thunder and lightning now rolls back into town. There's so much smoke hanging in the air just on the other side of the stage and kind of coming this way. But from what is left of these 850,000 shells, I don't know how they ultimately go to verify that it was 800,000. Who from the Guinness Book has to count? But the scale was remarkable. And something that stood out to me is that everybody here, there were tens of thousands of people, I would guess. Everybody just sat quietly and watched. Yeah, a lot of them had their phones out and they were trying to take videos and pictures, but I cannot think of the last time that I went to anything in Washington, D.C., a political event, not a political event, a sporting event, where so many people just sat and enjoyed this show. And it was a show for the ages. There's a real crush of humanity to exit. They had airport-style security where everybody is screened one at a time to get in here. Tens of thousands of people all had to do it twice. And the exit, because the president is on his way out, they start taking the mags down so everybody can just kind of push against the exits at once. It seems like it is very orderly, but if you can imagine just people body to body like a crowded subway car that takes up a good chunk of the
All right, sorry, it took me a little configuring to get this to work. So now I got it to work. So now I can do this. Thank you very much. All right, so Brianna Newland. I had my best July 3rd in a long time. I have to thank the Fanfare family for finding my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I owe I owe everyone here everything. Wow. That's absolutely awesome. Good for you. Fukovsky, 1, 2, 3 times. Thank you, Fukovsky, on time. Teresa Maxchild, thank you. Marilyn, why don't you show RSBN live streams? Tons of people going in and waiting. Because I didn't feel like watching people go through turnstiles. That's why. George, worry not about the lunatic left. They are, but this baying of hounds with as much impact, ignore them. The end of the Democrat Party is but 5 months away. I hope so. I hope you are correct. I believe that too. KT Spirit, the USS Constitution was such a beautiful sailing ship today. Yeah, it was awesome. Hello, Chiosop. Wow, 3 in a row from Chiosop. Commies believe in hard to succeed in the best country in the world. They would rather depend on government for handouts, and then instead of working and making a fortune, leftists and fake news media are telling the world we are in a bad place. Now the truth has come out. The witnesses will spread the word and beat the drama. Who's this? This is Bill Malugin. Hold on, let's listen to something. He's talking to people as they are walking out, and they're just like ecstatic. Hold on, let's listen to this.
Up and then hit some museums tomorrow.
Sounds good. Sounds like a great DC weekend. Thanks, guys. Hey, guys, we're live on Fox News. What'd you guys think of that show, real quick?
It was
really nice.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Best fireworks show you ever seen?
Best fireworks ever. It was a great day, and everybody in DC's been fantastic.
Where are you guys off to now? Where's home?
Home is Arizona. We came here just for this, and DC did itself proud.
Awesome. I'm an ASU grad. Go Devils. So there you have.
Night, guys.
You too. So there you have it, guys. A lot of.
That's awesome. Chiosop, again, we should have an exchange program. We make tourists who love American citizens, keep them here, and send the commies out. I could get down with that. Vassal, happy fourth to you. A Phelps, thank you. God's your Huckleberry. To God all praise, glory, and honor in Jesus Christ's name. Amen. Never apologize for who God created you to be or where you were born. He doesn't make mistakes or lie. Happy 250th to everybody. Happy 250th to you. Big Cat, thanks for connections to all the festivities. Thank you for watching. Robert Lane, the OG of all patriotic songs. I didn't know which one you were referring to. Probably Toby Keith. Or maybe Lee Greenwood. Judy Branch, excellent. Thanks, Barry. God bless. Thank you for watching. Thomas Stanton, thank you, Barry and mods. I'm proud of you and your work. SV did a yeoman's job today. He was all by himself here at late night, so thank him as well. Jamie, happy 4th July Independence Day. Thanks, Barry, Robin family, and Fanfare folks. Thank you. Sue, thank you, Barry. I'm so proud to be here watching another great 4th of July. God bless America. It felt like an old-time rally. It really did. Smile time. All celebrating today, Mother Nature included, Young Washington. I got to go see that movie, Protected with a Shield of Pure Intention. Look at what SV did. Come on, bro. Thank you, Barry. I'd like you to give one lucky viewer in the near future. Okay, I shall do that tomorrow. Give you an idea, tune in and you may win $100. We'll do that for sure. Linda Thornburg, thank you. Jeanette, Barry, I think our patriotic comeback started when the U.S. hockey team won the gold medal. Then we had the military parade for the Army birthday. Thanks to President Trump, the World Cup has exploded. Foreigners now. Can you imagine if we somehow win the World Cup? I mean, I know it's a long shot, but what that would be amazing. See, Fleet Tech, Starfleet, happy birthday, America. Absolutely. By the way, the ending of the World Cup, I think they're into the round of 16 right now, and then we're into football season. Real Rosie, thank you. Smile Time, Out of the Depths, great book. We have done it before. We can do it again. Edgar Harrell, thank you. Ernest Walker, if we don't vote all red in November, we will lose the country for all time. Yeah, I believe we got to win. G. Fisher, thank you, Barry, and crew, thank you very much. Ernest Walker, if you love President Trump, vote all red in November. Now you guys know what your marching orders are at this point. You know exactly what you have to do. Snake Plissken, Snake, you got some work to do up in New York. Don't worry about this show. You need to head up to New York City. But thank you. Robert Liker. Hey, Barry S.V. Fanfare family. I'm so tired of the left wanting us all apologizing for hard work, striving for achievement, and love of this great country. We are blessed. God bless America. Besides, there's way more of us than them. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Don Maga. I love the fact that the theme of tonight has been the military and the American flag from beginning to current and to the end. Freaking awesome. Can you imagine? I think I posted in the chat. Is there some different recruiting standard where you're like, hey, you play an instrument? Yeah, go ahead and shred a little bit. All right, you're in. Because, man, I've never seen a bunch of military people who play like this. Dorka, thank you. Doratka. Renegade Crew, thank you very much, Barry. You are truly appreciated. You are too. Thank you. Ed Sloan, thank you, Barry, for staying up late and bringing us this show. I took a nap earlier, and then I had to console the dog because everybody was shooting off fireworks. But thank you, Kazjam, amen. Thank you, Daraka again. God bless America, indeed. HHH Custom. Trump may not be perfect, but my God, he's just the best president we've ever had. Gotta agree with that. Stillwater, thank you. Grump. Thank you. Renee, thank you. Charisse, thank you. Sometimes I have to look at these names because they look a certain way. Linnell, thank you, Have. My heart is full with love and pride for this country. Indeed. Hey, Tania, Barry, the a-hole celebs who wouldn't perform because they hate our president are probably throwing tantrums as their songs are still being performed. Yeah, I didn't need to see John Bon Jovi up there. They did a great job with Living on a Prayer and all the other ones. Adrian, everyone in the U.S., happy 250th anniversary. Thank you. John Robinson, this is a MAGA party. No libtards invited. Yeah, SB was having to do whack-a-mole with them. Tinley, party, it's like your last, but it's not. Yeah, we have more to go. Gina, thank you, Barry. I retired today. This is my celebration. Wow, congratulations. Gina. Pekoski fell asleep on the couch. How the hell you fall asleep? You had to have your volume down if you fell asleep. But you can rewind. Joseph, thank you, Barry, my dad and me and all our family. Love your channel. God bless and preserve the nation. Thank you very much. God bless all and preserve us. Happy 250th. Eric Plummer, thanks, Barry. Awesome. Thank you very much. Hello, Neo. Thank you, Barry. This was the best 4th of July celebration of my life, and I'm so happy to be spending it with my fanfare family. Love you all. We love that you're here as well. And we really mean that. Fantastic. Thank you, Barry. God bless you, and God bless America. This was fantastic. Melrose, love our president and his family. Yeah, I'm really happy that Melania was there. Eric Plummer, take that. Exactly. Philly, not tired of winning it all. Thank Barry, you do a great job. And the fanfare family, thank you very much. We have a nice little tight group here. Brienne, he needs a hot pocket and a binky. I could use a hot pocket and a binky right now. Tinley, don't forget, Nessun Dorma was performed tonight. Open the show with it. I think Ave Maria or Nessa Dormer, one of them went first. Christopher, thank you. And Kathy, thank you, Barry, for everything you do. This was the best night ever. Happy 250th. And earlier, there was a super chat. For some reason, it didn't make it into the chat, but Terry Barry came in huge. Thank you very, very much. Greatly appreciated. I haven't seen you in a while, but thank you very much. Oh, I'm SV. I got to be SV because everybody else I know is in bed right now. Hold on. Yes, I know. I need to do the other one. Wait a second. I bet he's trying to tell me that. Let's see. He says X is down. Maybe. We're almost done. Let me just do this last thing from X that SV sent me. Where is it? Pull it up here. And then I'm not going to, well, I'll have to go super chat, maybe like a 5-minute super chat, and we can do that. eh, SB, I can't put it up on the screen because of how it is configured on X, but Kitty Kubiak on Rumble sent over a $20 super chat. Thank you, love you, thank you very much, Kitty. Greatly appreciated. All right, so I'm gonna put the after party on, but only for like 5 minutes, so we can all get ready to go to bed. I can't go to bed after my shows. It takes me about an hour to just wind down and everything. So I'm probably gonna get something to eat, take the dog out. Whatever you guys do, we'll be around hopefully tomorrow. I hope to do a show tomorrow. We shall see. Thank you very much for tuning in.